So we find ourselves in a familiar spot, as we always do when it comes to the left and the right, where it always seems to be this big story that breaks, usually one where the left takes a bold stand and the right comes in to call it outrageous, and vice versa, right? In those initial moments, the left's position feels compelling. It feels that way to many who don't really pay attention to the everyday politics. Their hyper emotional response always seems to elevate things, and the issue is always kind of perceived from that standpoint as a justified uproar. And as I stated, people start paying more attention at that point. And I'll admit, it frustrates me that the left so often gets to steer the narrative in this way, being the first to shoot the gun, so to speak. But usually the right doesn't stay silent for long. Then the tug of war ensues. Then, as the dust settles, we start peeling back the layers of the story. Bit by bit, something feels off. As I said, the left leans on emotion, then the right counters with logic, and we find ourselves entering another divide. Enter Mr. Abrego Garcia. It's a story we've covered before, but one worth going back to. Let's dig a little bit deeper, peel some layers, and see why the left is, once again, on the wrong side of an 80-20 issue.
Came to fill out a protective order. I think it was in December. But I didn't show up to the court because his family washed my brain telling me that his dad was sick and not to do it. So I didn't do anything. But after that, it was I would call the police. I have a lot of police reports, and I kept trying to get to the door basement to try to open the door, and then he pushed me. So then when I was able to go outside to get a phone, I called 911 from a disconnected phone. Now they took a long time to get to the house. It was probably 20, 30 minutes. So I saw a neighbor walking his dog, and I opened the door and I was like, help. And then when he heard me, he grabbed me from my hair and then he slapped me. And then the neighbor, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know what to react. I have pictures of the evidence, all the bruises, because it's not, even on Wednesday, he hit me around 3 in the morning. He would just wake up and hit me. And then last Saturday for my daughter's birthday party, before I went to my daughter's birthday party, he slapped me 3 times. And then last week I did call the police. My sister called the police because he hit me in front of my sister.
So in this video, you see the idyllic family portrait, which this is a nice family from the surface, that the left likes to push, this Maryland man. But as you listen, you hear Abrego Garcia's wife tell a terrifying story about her abuse, really one of the many he's allegedly harmed her on. Court records also confirm multiple judgments, if we're talking about the additional layers, which label him a gang member. Again, add to that the allegations of domestic abuse directly from the horse's mouth. What I don't get is this lady, bless her heart, she has filed these reports, she's done all these things, but then she's out there, I guess, supporting her man. I don't know if it's Ike and Tina syndrome or what the hell that is, but if this guy is beating you every day, why are you clamoring for him to get back? Maybe it's clout, maybe it's to get a GoFundMe. I don't know what her mind is, but it's weird that she's done these reports, but comes out and then says that she supports this guy and wants him back. But anyway, if you add the domestic abuse, you can start seeing things are getting darker with this so-called Maryland man. Even if none of this were true, which evidence points that it is, he's still an illegal alien. Now the left is going to lecture you about due process, and they're going to say all these things. But if you look at due process for illegal aliens, all that means is verifying that they're non-citizens in sort of an administrative court, no jury. And then after that, once they're confirmed illegal, they're deported. That's it. That's due process. So, but I think they want you to think due process for illegals or anyone means a court appearance, a jury, appeals, and all that. And they want that to be done for all these people. Again, the law states that a legal must be made aware of the charges and have a chance to get representation or challenge it. But beyond that, there's no due process. I think if you look at it, really the left strategy here is very clear. Let in these 20 million illegals like they did during Biden's time, and then stall. Run out the clock on the Trump administration, wait for them to go, which I think was a contingency plan just in case they lost the election. But anyway, let's keep peeling back the layers on Abrego Garcia to uncover more.
Van Hollen changed his tune because every day another shoe drops on the Maryland dad. He was a suspect in a human trafficking operation dating back 3 years. And Fox Digital just got their hands on the body cam. But you're seeing it here first. Tennessee Highway Patrol stopped Kilmar for speeding and noticed he had 8 other people in the car. All no luggage. Take a look.
Hello, sir. How are you? Good, and you? All right. Everything good? You got a bunch of people in here, don't you? It's 1 for 6. Yes. Go back to work. Gotcha. Where you working at? Where? Where? San Luis, Missouri. Missouri? Yes, sir. Gotcha. Okay. But I'm from Maryland. Where do y'all live at? Where I live? Mm-hmm. I live in Maryland. Maryland? Yeah, also here. Whose vehicle is it? What, whose car is it? It's to my boss. Your boss? My boss, yeah. Where's he live? Where's your boss live? My boss right now is staying in Maryland, but he lives in Texas. Okay. In Houston, Texas.
After talking to Kilmar, the officers had no doubt he was trafficking.
You know what you got here, right?
No.
He's hauling these people for money. You got an ass hauler, is what he's doing. But sometimes they commingle dope. No, but there's 8 people in there.
Yeah, I know. I didn't know that. They put an extra row of seats in there.
Yeah. So he's getting paid to haul these people, probably to Maryland, I would say, if I had my guess.
He said they all work together. That's what he's telling me. But he's the only one that knows English.
So let me ask you this. They don't have any luggage in there, right? And if you get them out, they're going to have toothpaste and they're going to have toothbrushes in their pockets, I guarantee it.
He's got $1,400 cash in his pocket in an envelope.
So in the video, you can see one of the cops making a phone call. The body cam audio cuts out for 10 minutes. Sources told us that on that call was Joe Biden's FBI, which advised police not to detain Kilmar at the time. That source also tells us Highway Patrol called Biden's ICE, and they never showed up. Biden's guys said an MS-13 gangster, suspected human smuggler and wife beater, released into the country. God knows what he did and was never caught for before Trump deported him. Primetime will keep digging and keep you posted when we find more.
Now, put yourself in this scenario. You're driving. A cop pulls you over. And yes, I know that's probably happened to many of you, but hear me out. Your car is packed with 8 other people. And the seats in the car have clearly been added to cram those people in the car. You have no license. The car you're driving isn't even yours. And everybody in the vehicle is staring straight ahead, like dead-eyed. Super suspicious, right? In the amount of time that the cops pulled you over, per the reports of this call, you change your story to the police at least 3 to 4 times in mere minutes. In this case, the cops have textbook probable cause to take you in, pull you over. And that's as an American citizen. So as a citizen, do you think, knowing all that, what we just found out with this video, with this guy, that you're going to be driving away that night? This video is from 2022, and it screams human trafficking. The police called it in, got connected to the FBI somehow for some reason. Why is the FBI so concerned about a local traffic stop? And they were told to let the illegals go. Why? Why would they be told to let them go? Why would they be told to not do anything, even though they had them dead to rights? And if you just consider this, that alone is outrageous. But it gets worse. Abrego Garcia isn't just this innocent bystander Maryland man. He's a bad actor. He's a man who entered our country illegally. He's a man who, according to his wife, boasted that he could kill her and get away with it. He's a man linked to a terrorist organization in MS-13. And he's a man who got caught transporting slaves, or as we call it, human trafficking. And yet the left argues he should be allowed back into our country. As I stated before on my other video about Abrego Garcia, it's not about him at all. It's about the situation being allowed to happen. If the left gets this that way, then they can hold up every other case with their judicial activists that they see. But then again, here we're showing the left is on the side of the 20% when the nation's on the side of the 80%. And at this point, I'm starting to think that they're doing it on purpose. Anyway, that's my take from the right angle. Go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me what you think. And I'll see you on the next one.